To make a film is very, very hard. To make a good film is an almost impossible task.
Okay.
Steven Spielberg. I keep thinking it's over. It's never over.
I really like the Steven Spielberg. And then
Welcome to the Lost in the Frame podcast. I'm your host, Hachi.
I'm your host, Malik.
And I'm your host, Alex.
How you guys doing today?
I'm good.
I'm great, actually, after that.
Yeah, now I'm
feeling
pumped up.
inspired. You want to make a
I
movie?
am inspired. I'm ready to roll.
Let's make a film or talk about one.
Tonight's going to be a movie for real.
Oh, for real. I'm very excited for, what are we calling this? Lost in the Watchlist?
Yeah,
Lost in the Classics?
that'll do. That'll do.
We came up with this insane idea to watch movies that are universally loved and talk about them.
Whoa.
Isn't that insane? That we've never seen.
Who would ever do that?
Who would ever do that? I was very surprised. I think mainly surprised by you, Alex, that you also hadn't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, it just was buried in the watch. It is one of like the OG movies I added to my IMDb watch list back in like 2014 when I opened the account.
Damn. That's insane. I think for me too, like this is just one of those movies out of like, there's probably so many. This segment will continue on until we're dead. That has just been buried in the watch list. I was telling you guys, this movie was so deep in the watch list, it wasn't even actually on my watch list. Just one of the ones that you know that you have to see.
I mean, didn't we kind of do this already? Like start it with Psycho? Because I'd never seen it.
Oh.
I guess this did start with Psycho.
Yeah. I hadn't seen that one since high school, and that doesn't really count.
Yeah. I think anything pre-18 doesn't count.
I don't know. There's some Peak I watched when I was younger than 18.
I'm kidding.
That could have gone somewhere.
I'm glad it didn't. If you couldn't guess it, today we're talking about 2001: A Space Odyssey. Three guys with a movie podcast who hadn't seen it, but we're going to talk about it today.
Finally.
Guys, we're really unique. That's why you should listen to us.
Yeah. If you're new here, thanks for listening. If you're not new here, thanks for being here, as always. You guys ready to get into it?
Sure.
All right. We'll kick it off with our love, like, loathe, and then we'll get to reading the synopsis and all of that and our thoughts and feelings around 2001: A Space Odyssey. Tachi has our 5-star, me with the 3, and then Alex has the 1-star.
Sure. So this 5-star review comes in from Reese. Hal is unironically the funniest little guy ever. He's legit my best friend. I support all of his actions. Cute emoji.
This 3-star comes from Angus. March 5th, 2026. Wait. They watched this today.
Look
at that.
Tomorrow. The 6th?
No, March 5th, 2026.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
They watched it tomorrow. This one's a little bit long.
Okay.
From Angus, 3 stars. This may be crazy, but this is the most overrated film I've ever seen. I can get exactly why it gets the ratings it does, and I can see the reasoning, but it just did not land for me. I feel like this film could have dropped half an hour and nothing would change. We'll definitely revisit to see if my view gets changed. Good soundtrack, though. Done very well throughout the film. Thanks, Angus. I hope you're listening to this podcast
Tomorrow.
I have our 1-star today, and this one comes from Daddy's Money 321. All caps, Daddy's Money. I have watched north of 500 movies, starting off with the appeal to authority. That's strong. Never in my life have I watched a movie so boring or horrendous. I think he means pretentious, but spelled with an O. Meandering and meaningless. Kubrick manages to make paint dry a thrilling experience. What an awful film. Not 1 second, not one scene was the number one entertaining. I find it fascinating so many people enjoy this movie. What I would suggest is MRI scans for all of those people to check for psychopathy, because it is only possible to enjoy this movie if you lack emotion. You don't figure out psychopathy from MRIs.
But he will.
He will.
With
'Cause he's-
daddy's money.
Yeah. I could have taken a nice long crap, a 2-hour one, while this movie played, and I could have come back and understood the sheer nothingness of this movie. But you don't understand the point of the movie, they'll say. Kubrick is a genius. The slow scenes are meant to place the audience in the vastness of space. Why not film poop in 4K? Film hundreds of people swimming in feces for 2 hours to represent the disgusting nature of humanity. They kind of made that. It was John Waters, Pink Flamingos. Get some nice, clear, and deep shots of just logs, diarrhea, and flatulence. Wow. 3 likes.
If you're
1 star.
eating while listening to this podcast, I'm sorry. That has to be the most poop-filled Letterboxd review I've ever heard.
It's incredible. There's an 2 actual entire paragraphs dedicated to defecation.
Outside of his typos, I actually kind of like his writing style.
Yeah, it was vivid.
It was vivid. It was fun to read. Or
I
Here.
actually think the narration is what made it, but okay.
you did an excellent job, Alex. Thank you.
I feel like I think mainly 1-star reviews are like the most passionate ones on Letterboxd.
Oh, my like lowest rated ones that I've like reviewed are incredible. Like just pure malice.
That's where you're really getting the bang. Whenever we do this segment before a movie, I always look forward to having a 1-star.
Yeah.
I
Me too.
feel like that's the most potential to find just some absolute gold.
We love
What's
the scathing
better?
stuff.
What's better, having the 1 star when you did not like the movie, or having the 1 star when you loved the movie?
Oh,
Good question.
that is a good question. I think it would be, I feel like it would have to be 1 star when you don't like the movie. Because then I think you're really trying to find something that like not only conveys like how you feel, but just like has like that feeling that of the Daddy's Money review that you read. I feel like that's what you would be going for. But like, if you love the movie and you go to a 1 star, you're like, all right, I'll just get a funny one. Not really.
You get like
Say
a
it with
confirmation
conviction.
bias.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
What do you think, Alex?
I think there's 2 schools of thought. Do you like to be validated, or do you like to be in an ivory tower? Personally, I like both. Especially when it comes to really important opinions like film.
Agreed.
Very much agree. Here's a quick synopsis of 2001: A Space Odyssey. This movie came out in 1968, directed by Stanley Kubrick. Humanity finds a mysterious object buried beneath the lunar surface and sets off to find its origins with the help of HAL 9000, the world's most advanced supercomputer. Simple enough.
Yeah.
How do we want to tackle this movie? I was thinking in 4 different parts, each chapter of this movie. Unless
Let's
there's
do
a
it.
way that you guys wanted to like talk about something first, but let me know how we want to break down this behemoth of a movie.
We can do that chapter by
like that?
chapter. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. The Dawn of Man. The Dawn of Man. I don't know if you could hear those.
No,
It
not
takes
at all.
Oh, you couldn't hear it?
No.
Okay. It takes 16
Silence.
seconds for the theme song or the main theme of this to kick in. And I was going to do a little bit, but never mind. Obviously, I've seen a bunch of clips about like of this actual scene throughout, references, just pop culture everywhere. It was really cool to finally put pen to paper and like see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
I can think of like 2 crazy references just off the top of my head,
What
What?
you got?
just growing up. You remember the video game Spore?
Yes.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
So when you evolve from the creature stage to the tribal stage, it like spoofs this whole sequence with your animal discovering fire.
Oh,
And then
cool.
my personal favorite reference to this movie, I think anywhere, is in the Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. During the Mike TV sequence where they beam chocolate into the TV and you can reach out and take it, the monolith is a chocolate bar.
That's
And
hilarious.
there's a bunch of just apes going crazy for chocolate.
The one that came to my mind in most recent years, obviously, Barbie.
Right.
Yeah.
The doll being thrown in the air, Margot Robbie being the monolith. Which, like, yeah, sure. Makes sense.
Yep.
What was your guys' first... Okay, so this movie opens up with just, like, low vibrational hums and a black screen for about, like, 6 minutes. Did you guys think something was wrong?
No, I got locked in, to be honest. I was like,
Really?
okay. Yeah, I'm like, here. Well, okay, so the last time I saw a movie that did that, it was The Zone of Interest.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, you have my attention. Like, I'm batting 1,000 watching movies like this, so...
Not to jump ahead, but, like, speaking of The Zone of Interest, the vibe that I got from this particular movie, which was a similar vibe after Zone of Interest, where it feels like a museum exhibition.
You can
Exhibition about an expedition.
Yes.
Ooh.
I like that. Thank you for saving me.
The dawn of Planet of the Man bit definitely feels like something out of like a museum or like a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like there's no story. It's just vibes and then the monolith.
Yeah, the monkeys were just doing that.
Yeah.
They and they were just, yeah, made me think of Ben.
Brenton.
Right.
I immediately thought of Primate just because our boy in Primate was in a practical suit. And this is 1968. We got 20 dudes running around like Africa or something in monkey suits.
I think there were some scenes of like straight up real apes in this. There were certainly real tapirs and leopards and stuff.
That
I think there were
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there were some actual like scenes of chimps in this because there were some where like the face was too good for the time.
I didn't pick up on like the grown chimps. I know for sure the baby chimps they had. I'm like, okay, those are real.
Mm-hmm.
And the leopard attack, I was like, did they just have a guy in a monkey suit get attacked by a leopard like on set?
There's a guy in a leopard suit.
Well, I think that might have been a cheetah, not a leopard. Like it's definitely a leopard when it's like the close up, but I think it's a cheetah because cheetahs are actually like fairly tame. Like don't go pet a cheetah, but you could probably train it to like it won't kill people. It doesn't have like a natural urge to kill humans, but like a leopard would.
Could we get away with that in movies today? Like a trained cheetah to attack a person?
No, there's probably too many like animal rights concerns.
Oh, true.
Like if you watch like an old Western movie or like Ben-Hur or something, which I think is getting a 4K release in theaters, that might be a lost in the watch list classics to go watch. Is Ben-Hur. They do some crazy things to horses in that era of movies.
Yeah, I've seen some clips of old movies with horses, and I'm like, this is awful.
They're hard to watch, but yeah, a different era.
All right, Dawn of Man. How did you guys feel about once this chapter ends? How are you feeling going into the rest of the movie once it's over? Like, what is the vibe and the feeling that you have at this point in the movie? Touchy, you're shaking your head.
Just kind of confusion because I didn't read the synopsis. I don't know anything about the movie, or I didn't going into it. So I was just along for the ride. I was locked in though. I was ready to see like what made this movie so not pivotal, monumental. You know the word.
Yeah, very monumental. And the opening shots of space, like the whole time I'm just reminding myself, I'm like, this movie is out before like my mom was born.
I don't understand how they shot this movie.
It's crazy.
It was shot before the moon landing, a year before.
1 year before the moon landing.
Well, I think
blows my
part
mind.
of this is why people think Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing as this movie.
Oh, they're like, that guy was really good at that movie he released last year.
A little too good.
Yeah.
Here's actually another crazy bit of lore. Is the year before this movie came out, that really famous Bigfoot video like started circulating, the Patterson Gilman film. You know, the one we've all seen the screenshot. And part of the explanation of why people think it's fake, like the doubters side, points to this movie and points to the suits used in Planet of the Apes, but this as well. The practical suits are like, oh, it's just a monkey suit, like in 2001.
Interesting.
This Kubrick fella, he's got his fingers in a lot of pies, apparently, in the conspiracy world. Foreshadowing.
Do you think that Bigfoot video is real?
How about you go first, Tachi?
No. But I think it'd be a lot more fun if it was real.
What do you think, Malik?
Also no. You? Also
So
no
for-
asterisk. I have a caveat after this.
So, I was no for a long time.
Ooh.
This is my wheelhouse, right? I mean, I love this stuff. I listened to a 5-hour podcast about it, analyzing both sides. Actually, no, I think it was way longer than 5 hours, like 5 parts, and each one was like 3 hours long.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All on Bigfoot?
Yeah, I was at an internship. It was literally all about this like snippet of film.
Okay.
And the analysis of it. I walked away from it thinking there's no way it was fake.
Wow.
Or at least it wasn't a planned hoax.
Huh. 15 hours of a podcast will do that to you. After I listened to like 5 hours of that one podcast with the Exorcist episode, I was like convinced.
It's the same guys. It's the same guys.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to check it out. That sounds interesting.
No, straight up, like I walked away thinking, I'm like, I don't know how that would be fake.
My thing
Like,
is,
to
I
that
think
degree.
a Bigfoot can exist and probably does, or at least has. Is the video real? I don't know.
I mean, Bigfoot as a
Yeah.
concept did exist, just
Yeah.
years and years and years and years ago. Was it Gigantopithecus? Was like a big walking bipedal ape that was like 8 feet tall or something.
And then Stanley Kubrick casted him in his film.
Well, I mean, the monolith made the ape smart.
They call one of the apes Moonwatcher, the main ape. He's played by, I think it's Daniel Richter, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you know him?
I don't know him. I was curious. I was looking at the cast and just kind of clicking to everyone's name. And then this guy was playing Moonwatcher. And I was like, Moonwatcher? Who the heck is Moonwatcher? You click Moonwatcher and then it just brings up pictures of the monkey. I was like, okay, they actually named him, which is pretty cool. He's the one who throws the bone in the air. He's the one who starts kind of using a bone as a tool and realizing what they can do.
Right.
So obviously the monkeys come across this monolith, this ancient artifact that they're scared of. They touch it, and it kind of gives them. What do you guys think it does to them? Do you think the monolith itself is what's giving them like the autonomy to now know what to do?
Like critical thinking skills.
Yeah. Like, is this the beginning of evolution with the monolith?
Sure.
Maybe.
Well, what do you think?
It's hard to tell. I was trying to think of what the monolith means throughout the movie, because it does reappear. I'm not fully convinced. It's just like it just represents evolution. I don't know what it means yet, but I'm okay if that's the answer. Like if it's just as simple as that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things in this movie are very, I guess, not addressed or unexplained, or just left up to your interpretation.
I think I would agree that it probably does like represent the start of humanity. It's probably what it represents. I'm not sure if like the monolith is what caused it, but it's certainly like the first foray into something greater
Mhm.
than, pure animalistic tendencies, which is ironic because the first thing that the monkey does is beat the crap out of somebody.
Yeah, so is that just our nature? It's just violence? If that's like the first thing we do to each other?
I think it's a base human nature, but I think what it means to be human is to rise beyond that.
Or to protect,
Or
because
to
he was
protect?
protecting his home from other invaders.
No, I thought they were the ones running people off from the watering hole and conquering it.
They were,
Oh.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like they weren't protecting. It was just a hogging of resources. Things seem
Preeminent
very...
self-defense.
Yeah.
That's going around these days. Okay, then yeah, maybe human instinct is to attack.
This was a much longer sequence than I thought it would be. Than like,
Agreed.
yeah, like how long did this go on? 20?
I think 30 minutes.
No way. I think you're right.
I think the start of chapter 2 or the next section is about 30 minutes in.
Okay, chapter 2. We're with this captain, Dr.
Haywood, right?
Dr.
Haywood.
Haywood, yes.
Haywood Floyd.
Yeah. This part I wanted to like ask you guys. I was a little not confused, but I just wanted to hear like what you guys thought, like just like of this part of the chapter overall. So he's on his way to the moon. Oh, sick shot of whatever this spinning ship is.
Yes, that has to be like direct influence on Christopher Nolan's that sequence in Interstellar.
100%.
I mean, that was so sick.
I mean, even the lighting looked like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like there was so much beautiful. Where it's like, oh, this is where it came from, didn't it? I mean, this is like the
sci-fi movie.
Film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only other one I can think that would be like this monumental is Metropolis.
Yep.
From 1929.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this one is like, it's the space movie.
I mean,
whatever they were doing in 68, like
it was cooking.
Yeah, their attention to detail is crazy.
The whole second sequence is just Kubrick aura farming with shot. You want to talk about like how did they do that in 68? Like all like the anti-gravity sequences on like the Pan Am flight.
Mm-hmm.
And then not so much in the actual like space station itself, but that first flight where it's like the walking up walls, and it's like it just was so smooth and it didn't look janky, and you're like how did they do this?
I really don't know.
I almost don't want to know. I think it takes some of the magic away to know.
Same. The Pan Am flight with one of the stewardesses kind of walking to deliver the pilots their food, where the camera's kind of just locked into this circular hallway.
Yeah.
And she's got like the grip shoes or whatever, and she starts like walking upside down and then upside down into the other room. And I was just like, holy shit, what? How did they do that?
I don't know. I think he would have been like burned at the stake in the 1800s if he did something like this. I mean, this was crazy.
Yeah. It's just making more and more sense to me, like why people would think he had a hand in helping fake the moon landing.
Like watching this movie, it was about this point in the movie that I started to hate like green screen studio movies.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I hate you. Like, I hate everything about you. I hate your stupid look. I hate that stupid haze over everything. I hate like, oh, look how good it looks. Like, no, this looks like garbage. You have been just destroyed by a movie from 1968.
There are recipes long gone that we've forgotten about.
Like Stranger Things season 5. I'm sorry, but that what a train
comparing wreck. Stranger Things season 5 to this, literally hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby.
Joyce, run!
Run! How did you guys feel about the second sequence with Dr. Haywood?
It
I just had no idea where it was going.
Yeah, it felt a little out of place and directionless.
It didn't feel out of place until like it felt a little out of place, but then like at the end you're like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, the very last 5 minutes, I think I would agree with you, Tachi. Like, it did feel like pretty directionless up until there. Like, I was more just, I found myself a lot in this particular chapter, kind of just oohing and awing at the how did they do this?
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't really like connected to the story. I was kind of lost where we were. Like, we get to that situation room. I guess they're on the moon, correct?
Yeah.
So they get to the situation room and they're kind of talking about this cover up. We don't really know what's happening. So I wasn't fully like invested or connected at this point, I think, until we got to the moon. And then things start to get a little bit more interesting there.
Right.
But once we get there, we see that the monolith is back.
Yeah, it was
Who did
somehow
that?
buried in the moon.
Yeah. Thoughts or theories on a monolith on the moon?
I think we should
know.
start digging.
In the moon?
Yeah.
I agree.
We should dig now.
Now.
Like we need to go. Like we're gonna stop recording. We're gonna go.
Oh, us.
Yeah, like us.
What is it? Artemis 3 is when they're going to be landing on the moon. Artemis 2 is in June for the trip around the moon for the 4 astronauts. Y'all seen that?
No.
Yeah, but I thought it got like the timeline got messed with a little bit because of current
The war.
events.
Oh, I hope not. I was looking forward to that. I just went to the NASA museum. They had a whole section for the Artemis mission,
That's cool.
which was so sick. They're literally the Fantastic Four. It's them. Yeah, so Artemis 2 in June, they're supposed to go around the moon, which will be like the farthest anyone has gone in space. Then Artemis 3 in a few years will be us back on the moon for the first time since 69.
What are they going to do? Do they have plans other than just saying we did it?
I think, yeah, they're just going to like look smacks,
Okay.
like do a lot of frame hogging on the moon.
Mm.
They're
Mewing.
bringing the ASU frat leader. He'll be there.
All right, back to the monolith.
It should take 10.
Back to the monolith.
The shot of it like sitting there like uncovered on the moon was so ominous, and like the conspiracy that was like being hinted at like in the story leading up to it was like that was so like intriguing. I'm like, oh, it's like, oh, like they wouldn't let anyone land, like that's a illegal according to space code, whatever. I'm like, what's happening?
How do you feel about, so at this point in the movie, so I don't think there's dialogue in this for like the first 20-30 minutes, that entire Dawn of Man scene. The
you
dialogue
don't speak animal?
No, that's racist for you to assume.
No, I did not. No. That's not what
Officer,
I
he's
said.
right there.
No.
I'm joking. Hey, it's okay. Hands up. The dialogue in this movie, it's very sparse. How do you guys feel about it? It's kind of clunky. It's rare, I think, hearing full conversations throughout this entire like 2.5 hour runtime. Does the dialogue work for you guys? Is it maybe just a product of the times? If not,
I don't really find it super clunky. It's just like it's there,
Mm-hmm.
It's just straight to, it's like matter of fact.
Yeah. Maybe that's just how people talked back then.
It's fine. I think the primary problem people seem to have with it is like the extended silence, not so much the lack of dialogue, but maybe some needle drops could do some wonders for those who are bored of the spacesuit breathing or just the silence.
Some needle drops and sound design.
Yeah.
Overall, like how, and I can go first, but like how does the long stretches of silence or just space breathing work for you guys? For me, I don't think it really landed.
Well, of course it didn't land. It was in space.
Boo. Boo.
It did and it didn't. I just think maybe it was a little too much.
Yeah.
Like maybe it should have been only when he was spacewalking, not in the space station.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I thought it added like a lot of tension to it, and
It does,
atmosphere.
for sure.
Like, I mean, we are in space, and I think it really treats space like it's space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the soundtrack itself, like the songs they use, particularly when it comes to the monolith, make it seem like so otherworldly, and like it literally is.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally not only like otherworldly in the sense that this is like an alien technology, but it's otherworldly in the sense that we are not on the planet. Like we are not on our world.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so I think it does a really good job of conveying like you're somewhere kind of where you're not supposed to be. Like we went from defying animalism to raising the bone, and now we're defying like livability. And we're somewhere where we're not supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
We got there anyway, and it's stressful. I mean, one wrong move, you can all go wrong. And so, space is quiet. There's no noise. It's a vacuum, and this movie really treats it as such.
I think in conversation, it works more for me like as we're talking about it. But like I know how I felt watching the movie, and while it's like appreciated and I can see the intended effect for these long stretches of silence, I think like I don't know, just to me it just felt like so much. And I think part of it is obvious, a lot of it is intentional from Kubrick and the other like filmmakers on the movie, but like I can't help but feel that some of it's just like a product of the times. Like it's like these movies are moving at a different pace than we're obviously used to now. So I'm also trying to give it grace for that. But yeah, just overall for me, just very long stretches of silence does build the tension. But after a while, I just found myself like also in space, like mentally drifting off.
Playing Subway Surfers.
Yeah, I needed Subway Surfers at the bottom of the screen to keep my attention.
I'm not going to sit here and say that like that was like the most engaging part, because it just wasn't. I think in a theater it would have probably hit better. So I'd love to rewatch this movie in a theater.
This in IMAX would go crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it did work for me.
A little more about the second part. I guess the differences between the second part and the third part. It seems like I don't know, like the style of speaking changed. I don't know how far into the future or the difference in time between parts 2 and 3 are.
18 months.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, it seems like
What
they're
did you
just
find that
speaking
was
like a
different?
whole different way. It felt like the 60s versus modern, or kind of like that.
Transatlantic.
Yeah, transatlantic.
I get what you mean now that I'm thinking about it. Like, so the initial conversation between Haywood and like his other colleagues in the lobby of the Hilton felt very like transatlantic 60s. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But now that I'm thinking about it, when I'm thinking of the conversation between Dave and Frank in
Like in the pod.
Yeah, feels more modern
for sure.
Oh, strange. Yeah.
I thought it was like years and years and years.
Yeah, just 18 months between the monolith on the moon and then the mission to Jupiter.
Right.
Let's go there. Dr.
Sure.
Dave Bowman and Frank Poole. The name, Alex. We is this doxing?
I don't know.
I didn't know how to like bring it up, but if we think it's doxing, I'll just cut it out. But Dave Bowman was the name of a manager at a place that we worked. And I was like, wow, if I had seen this movie, maybe I would have talked to him more. But that was my first thought. And then I'm not doxing anyone here, but there's also some certain technologies used. And I was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, can we talk about how...
I have no idea what you're referring to with that.
3 letters, 3-letter technology company. All over there.
IBM.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Yeah, IBM was all over
I don't know anything about that.
The space stuff. But I want to touch on like it seems like Kubrick predicted a lot of things. I wrote a few things down that popped out to me. So,
Jeez, when we're taking notes, that's when you know this was serious.
Easy ones are just like the video calls, like the one that he had with his daughter.
Yeah.
The modern looking tablet, just like playing what seemed to just be like a television program or maybe the news. Space tourism. There was virtual chess. And then like the little escape pods on the ship. I don't know.
What about the escape pods?
I just seen them in like every space movie after this.
Yeah. A big one that I didn't even really think of was like the iPads, you know, the quote unquote iPads.
Yeah.
They're watching it and like eating dinner, and like I'm watching this and it just felt normal. I don't think I even fully stepped away and be like, holy shit, this is 68. Like it just felt so normal. And until you mentioned it.
Yeah, they weren't even talking to each other. They were just scrolling.
That's us.
Dude, we're not even in space.
Yeah, there's unfortunately a lot of negative things from this movie that Kubrick was correct on. I don't have the name of the author of the book. I think he also helped write the screenplay, but most credit to him, I would say, for that. But for both of them kind of putting this two film together, they got a lot right from a technology standpoint.
What book? Is this based off a book?
Yeah, it is. It's so Arthur C. Clarke was the author, and he wrote it was inspired by several short stories by Arthur C. Clarke, The Sentinel and Encounter in the Dawn.
Okay.
So it's not like a singular.
They got a lot right though.
Yeah, they did.
All right, we're in the ship. We're on the Jupiter mission. We meet Hal. A lot right with Hal.
Oh, Hal.
Another insane movie set.
Hello, Malik. Hello, Tachi.
Hello, Hal.
Open the door, Hal.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Tachi.
What's the problem?
It was an insane set. This was the part of the movie that truly made me hate. And it's so funny that you brought it up earlier. When I was watching this, I specifically thought of the Fantastic Four, like the one that came out last year, as like, God, how could they make a movie that looked that garbage now and have this?
What do big budget blockbusters today look like with the love, care, and attention of a 2001: A Space Odyssey?
They probably look like Lawrence of Arabia.
Like we were just getting the Fantastic Four as a classic immediately, just banger after banger.
Yeah.
I feel like the closest thing to a cinematic achievement in recent history has to be like Lord of the Rings.
I mean, there's still a good handful of movies that look amazing that are these achievements with like all these digital effects.
Dune.
It's just like Dune, Interstellar. I even think The Martian looks great. Like it's just there's a care and attention to these movies that's just not super present anymore, and you can feel it. Like this set moving, just like the different shots of him running, and it kind of looks like he's on a hamster wheel, but like we have the shot like in front of him, on the back of him, and then him like stopping like at the desk. Like it's just so cool, and I want to see some more behind the scenes, but like you said, Alex, I also don't. I kind of just want to leave it as is, but I'm so curious.
It's such a well-designed set too. And it really looks like that it's moving around and they're defying gravity and there's no strings and harnesses, and at least as far as you can see. And then there's Hal just sitting there, that little red eye.
The iconic red eye.
Yeah. I mean, I knew who Hal was like way before coming into this movie.
Yeah.
And I knew he was going to be like, I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave.
There's a lot I knew about this movie before. Like I knew about the Dawn of Man. I knew the theme, the bone in the air, Hal, the I can't do that. So it's just like all these beats in my head that are familiar, but I just actually haven't seen in the order they were meant to be seen.
So, I mean, what did you guys think of Hal?
I really like Hal.
Brilliant and scary.
just so unnerving.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god,
think
that pod scene when it zooms in on the lips, that made me nauseous. Like, oh my god, I hated it, but it was so cool.
that was the scariest sequence of HAL for me. Like,
Yeah.
just felt like government, like overreach,
Mhm.
just seeing whatever we do, no matter what we do. Like, I feel like I constantly have like this webcam, and I feel like even if it's unplugged, somehow it's still being accessed. And that's exactly like what that scene was, just like nightmare fuel.
Well, I mean, for me, the one that really set it off was this first one where it's like, "Oh, how are you doing my psychological profile?" It's like, yes. It's like,
Mhm.
what?
You did what now?
Hold up.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
But they rely on it so much. I mean, it's this just like, God complex robot, and they're like, how can you raise my thing, my neck rest?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do this? Can you do that? You're playing chess, and
I've never been wrong.
yeah,
Not once, ever. And I never will be. Or whatever he says.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy bitch.
It's the main thing that I think they got right with this movie was like the over reliance of technology, and like how that is going to be our downfall. And I think today, like now more than ever, you're like, yeah,
it's way too applicable now.
yeah.
For sure.
Man, I couldn't imagine watching this in the 60s.
They probably thought it was so far fetched.
I don't, man, I like,
There's
to
no
see
way people will let it get this way.
yeah. And to like see like space and like these sets like on a big movie screen as like a 10-year-old.
Yeah, seeing a dead body just spinning endlessly through space.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Oh,
Oh my god.
Also insane how they did that. So Hal kind of goes haywire. He realizes that
There's a mutiny.
that there's a mutiny going about, and these two are planning to shut him off. So Hal fights back, and he murders
Everyone. Straight up murks one dude.
So my question with Hal, do you guys think? So he is saying to Dave that the mission cannot be compromised. So this is obviously in his programming that the mission has to be accomplished.
Right.
Is Hal sentient enough to like purposefully kill like the way he killed Frank, or do you think it was purely because he's programmed to save the mission and that's just like what had to be?
I think it's purely a pragmatic decision.
Okay.
I mean, it's left, I think, up to the interpretation of how is sentient enough to understand, like truly understand what it means to die. He thinks that he does,
But
like, does he really understand the weight of it? But for Hal, it's purely pragmatic.
do you think it's pragmatic because at the end he is trying to emotionally manipulate what's his name?
Dave.
Dave, yeah, as Dave is turning off his systems, he's like,
He
I can
is
feel
like,
it. I can feel it.
my mind slipping.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
But like he
I'm
can't
afraid.
feel, can he? I don't think he can
I,
feel.
I think it's up to the interpretation of the viewer.
I would
Yeah.
say
Could
physically
he really?
no. Like looking at like AI as we have it today, it then you get into the question of like what does it mean to be alive? Like if this thing thinks it's alive and like it's learned from us humans and it's programmed to be human and feel human things, like can it feel? Like are these valid emotions? Like it
I
thinks
think
it
you're
is.
almost getting into like a theological question.
Yeah.
And I think that's like where we're supposed to kind of take the questions we have with this movie and even framing it like as we have it today.
Was it made in the image of God? No, it's not alive.
Yeah, it's tricky when you start thinking about, I guess, to that degree, like, one step further is, when is a soul created? When does the soul enter the body? Stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
it going back to the question, I don't think it was pragmatic. I think it was how feeling all powerful, or thinking that he feels all powerful.
Mm-hmm.
That scene where that Dave is unplugging him was my favorite scene in the whole movie. I felt like so sick watching it. I almost felt bad for Hal. Just like he's like pleading and begging. Like I mean, I still would have turned him off, but it was just so uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah,
my mind is going.
His voice like
I'm slipping.
Deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Daisy.
Yeah, that was good.
But it was like
God.
it was really sad in a way. It was like he was reduced to this like, circus trick of like I taught a computer to sing a song.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like he kind of felt bad, but at the end of the day, it was a computer. So it's like they did such a good job of like making this thing so awful that you actually humanize it.
Yeah, I will say the third chapter of this movie is my favorite. I feel like it probably is for a lot of people. Like this is where we're seeing a lot of like the screen grabs of like the imagery of like the red suit in the white tunnel, like that iconic shot. Obviously, yeah, the red eye, like all of that. And so, real good tension building in this. Awesome sets. Hal is pretty cool. Dave and Frank, I think this is like I know the conversations and like the actual dialogue itself aren't like fully like the vehicles for this movie. They just kind of again, the dialogue for me here it just is.
Yeah.
Like they're words on a page and they're kind of moving us forward, kind of not, but I mean, what are you going to do?
Right. And I mean, there was only like fewer than 5 minutes for Dave and Frank to kind of establish their friendship, their working relationship, what the mission is, what they need to accomplish. So like they weren't given much time to make us feel more.
I will say I think that's the biggest gripe I have like with the movie as a whole is like there's no room for myself for like emotionally connecting to these characters. And like even when we get into this spaceship with Dave, Frank, and Hal, like I found myself just like a little taken aback at like the immediate suspicion of Frank and Dave for Hal being wrong about this like transmission thing. Like why did he immediately think that was like evil of him? Like a computer can mess up. Like I thought, like in my mind, I'm just thinking that it would have just been like, oh, like a fluke. But I feel like there had to have been maybe more in the book with Hal's intentions and showing that he's fully evil, because like from that one mistake, like I just didn't get it. And I was just like, okay, so we went from point A to point B, and I kind of just had like whiplash in between it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm struggling with keeping up with the theme, or I don't know. What is the theme? What's Kubrick trying to say? What's the point of the monolith? Why does it keep reappearing? And why are the cuts in the stories so drastic in different ways? Like the first cut being 4 million years, the next one being 18 months, the next one being like moments after, I guess.
I think it's just you're watching humanity evolve.
Sure.
Go from one, gate barrier of entry to the next. Or we go from being apes to being something else to, finding our own something else.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a vehicle for that.
Okay, so then what do you think the second appearance means on the moon? Do you guys have theories?
The monolith on the moon? I don't know. Maybe it was left there to guide us.
But like
to help us on our journey.
Like what was the evolutionary step at that point is my question, sorry.
Well, so we take the first leap into space, we find that clue, and then we take the next leap
to Jupiter
by going even farther beyond that to Jupiter. Yeah, I think overall, like, theme, obviously a warning of developing technologies. Like, I think in this time period, like, the advances in technology they were getting was like back to back. Like they just had like banger after banger. Like next year we're in the moon. Now we got color TV. Now all this is happening.
Right.
Now, like just like insane technological advances that I think it was easy to like be like, whoa, like what does this actually mean like for us as a species? And it just hit us so quick. Like I was literally having a conversation the other day, and it's weird thinking back to childhood and thinking of like a Wi-Fi-less house.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just like
Feeling of boredom.
Yeah, like that just like wasn't there, and then now we're like we move like apartments or houses or anything, and I'm like, oh, I hope that the next place has good Wi-Fi, and I'm like, that wasn't like a sentence 30 years ago. Like that's just insane. So it's just the warnings of like the advancement of technology, and then also I think just who we are as a species,
Right.
and the evolution. And so I agree with you, Alex. I feel like that second monolith was like I don't know what it is. Like is that the extraterrestrial life, like, and is it guiding, is it a guide into like our evolution? Like I don't know. But I think that's the question I'm left with like after the fourth part. But none of those questions get answered. In fact, I have more.
Yeah, the fourth part is it's a trip. I don't understand it either. At first I thought he
Well,
was
you're
just
supposed
like
to.
I thought he was just like flying through like the gases of Jupiter, the gas clouds.
For a second I did too, and then I'm like, wait, I think he's in the monolith.
And then I was like, wait, did he get sucked into a black hole? And now he's a placenta baby. So I don't know.
Alex, what did you make of the fourth part?
The fourth part was just a whole exercise in how on earth do they make this?
Yeah.
It was crazy. And it's one of those things where I think it's like truly left up to the interpretation of the viewer, where you're watching it and you're kind of just along for the ride of just this, surrealist, just cacophony of light and sound. And, it's almost like an ambient movie, just pure ambience. And you get to the end
ASMR.
there, the sequence in that like room, and it's literally like a whole life sequence.
Mm-hmm. That was
And
cool.
you go from man to older to eldest to death to rebirth. It's just like, well, it's the cycle. And giant floating space baby, I don't know, that one I didn't have an explanation for that one.
Yeah. I was
But-
I was stunned, to say the least.
Yeah.
It's just like I almost, part of me thinks it's just not supposed to make sense, right?
Mhm.
Like it's almost like a fourth dimension. Like we're not supposed to comprehend it because we can't. We're people. We're three-dimensional. But there's something beyond us,
Maybe.
and it's almost not for us to comprehend. We're not ready for it yet.
Yeah, I don't think there's answers for the ending of this movie. I think it is all up for interpretation, however you want to interpret it.
Mm.
The visuals of him first going into the monolith. I'm just gonna say he's going like into the monolith. They got sucked by the monolith.
Yeah.
Nope. Was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure how they like, as much as like I think the ginormous sets are amazing from like a digital effect standpoint. I'm like, how did they do this back then?
Like the first like suck into the light,
like getting like real like Tron
flying
like,
by.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. I don't know how
That sequence was really cool with the like intercuts of like of Dave's face just like kind of frozen in the pod. I'm like, all right,
yeah,
this
it was
is
giving
cool.
me black hole vibes. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I really liked it. But then it just went on for another 30 minutes.
Yeah, it really did. The sweeping shots of like of what is Earth in the different like color schematics.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting like, and this is kind of similar for like a good chunk of the movie, is I understand the intended effect, but I'm like, the sequences are just long.
It was long.
Like
it could, yeah,
I got it.
yeah, could have been 10 minutes shorter.
Purple.
Yeah. But Space Baby.
Space Baby. Just it was not a direction I thought that we were headed. But I feel like that's just like the movie overall.
Maybe he just Actually, no. Let me find a review. You guys keep talking. There was a review that was a little bit illuminating when it came to that, or at least that part of the movie. Hold on.
I definitely think it is like a time thing though, and I took all like the landscape shots of Earth as like Earth at its creation, at its beginning. Like you were breaking into because the fourth dimension is time.
Yeah.
You're breaking into the fourth dimension. He was experiencing something that like he barely could comprehend.
Okay, so here's the review. This is from Josh Lewis. It says, man invents tools. Man becomes slave to those tools. The tools start to behave like man, so man brutally murders them. Man sees the cycle, sees everything, and transcends, goes nuclear space baby mode. The 4K disc looks very nice.
Nuclear space baby mode. So that's what's next for us.
Yeah.
I'm about to go that this weekend.
I want to do that too. I'll go nuclear space baby
Let's
mode.
just go transcend real quick. We'll be right back.
Look out, ladies of Austin.
Let's go transcend on the pedestrian bridge.
Let's go. Yeah, so just rebirth. The cycle continues. Does the cycle continue, or did we learn and move past our violent beginnings? Do you see the ending as hopeful or as a never-ending cycle? That's the question.
I just see the ending as in the beginning.
Is that positive or negative, or is it just?
It's just. Man charts its own course. We have free will.
Do we? Yes. I just got a shot of the nuclear space baby on this IMDb thing. It looks so funky.
Yeah, it does.
Funky out looking baby. All right, we've said a lot about this movie.
And none of it makes sense.
What, like, if you could put it into a few sentences, like how you feel about this movie, what would it be?
Probably just wow.
That's not a few sentences.
Wow.
Just wow. Wow, 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 wow.
What will we will?
I guess to answer the question, I love the way it was made, or I really admire the way it was made. Like you guys mentioned, the love and care, the TLC that was put into the set design, the shots, the costumes, whatever you name it. Everything was given 100% effort. So that was really great. The story was a little confusing. It's a little boring sometimes, but I really liked it.
I agree with you. The movie's beautiful. Insane sets. If I could build a time machine, I think I'd send every current working filmmaker back in time and be like, look at that. Do that. Yeah.
I do think retrofuturism is so cool and it's so underutilized.
Okay, so this is
in modern times.
This is 1968. So this is how many years ago? 45?
60?
60?
Yeah, it's
almost 60.
Am I bad at math? Okay, 60 years ago. Kubrick is pretty spot on when it comes to like technological advances and what we have today and AI. What does a movie look like from a filmmaker today talking about 60 years in the future? And they get it right. Like, what does 60 years look like?
2101.
In 20, yeah, what does 2080? What does 2090 look like?
Unfortunately, I think it probably looks a lot like Blade Runner.
You think we're going to get to Blade Runner?
With the way technology is advancing, I don't see why not.
I want to be up high in the sky in Blade Runner. I don't want to be in the streets. The streets seem to be where the bad stuff happens. Get me out of the streets.
I was made for the streets.
I'll take the Wall-E ship.
Yeah. They got their own HAL in Wall-E.
I guess that's true.
Here's another big reference.
They also have high cholesterol.
Very. Not great bone density either.
I'm surprised they still have bones.
Barely.
They're basically all placenta babies.
Yeah. We're all nuclear baby mode.
I was watching like a review or something. Someone was like ranting about why, about how it was stupid because like they would have all atrophied or something and would have been like unable to move. And I'm like, I think you're reading a little too far into this to make
Into
the point.
Wall-E.
Yeah. It's like I don't think that this was supposed to be like realistic.
For overall, like for my overall feelings with the movie, like going back to like how it looks, how it's designed, just like how it was made, I can 1000% appreciate this as the sci-fi movie.
Right.
Like we were saying earlier, like there's so many sequences and shots where you're just like, where you just know, you're just like, okay, that's where this came from.
Yep.
Like this is the inspiration, like this is the blueprint. Like I see that. With the themes of the movie, I think a lot of it is really interesting, especially when it comes to like the actual role of the monolith. And while left up for interpretation, I think like the conversations around it are more fun. I think while watching the movie, I just was not connecting with it. I see like what's happening, and I'm like, I think tonight will be like whenever I finish the movie, I was like, I'm excited for this podcast because it'll be exciting to talk about it. Just because it's like it literally is like the cinematic achievement.
Yeah, there were at least 10 or 15 times I said out loud, like, how did they do this back then?
Yeah.
How did they make this? How did they shoot this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so that's a very heavy hand into how I feel about it. Is just like how awestruck I am in the actual filmmaking of this. Alex, anything else than wow?
It's crazy.
Damn, he doubled his word count.
Crazy movie.
Crazy movie.
I mean, I don't really know like how to boil that down. It's just like visual achievement. Like an actual like cornerstone. Because that's what it is.
Mhm.
And you watch it and you're like yeah, this there's a reason it stands the test of time and it's still relevant now.
Yeah.
And it's probably never been more relevant thematically.
That's the scary part.
Yep.
That's the sign of a truly great film, I think.
Well said. Ratings. Are we ready?
I think so.
I'm ready.
I'm also ready.
Oh man.
Who wants to go first?
What are these faces? I'm nervous.
I'm nervous too. Okay, I'll be brave. I'll go first.
Be brave.
All right. Look,
Here we
we've been
go.
talking for the last hour and 10 minutes about this movie. I just said this is a cinematic achievement. I get it. This is one of the movies. This is one of the movies where everyone has seen it except for us. Now we have. Now we're the cool kids. And everybody loves it. You go on Letterboxd. It has an insane rating curve. It's a 4.3. It's sometimes hard to break the mold and feel like, oh, everyone else is rating it this. Like maybe I should rate it that. Like, am I wrong? But I'm going to stick to my guns. And I think I can recognize a movie for its achievements, for its important footprint on cinema as a whole, and still be like, okay, it just didn't connect with me. I get it. Just didn't connect with me. So all that being said, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's fine. Live your truth.
I just blacked out for a second. What happened?
Alex, do you think this is like how he rated Caught Stealing over Marty Supreme?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is way worse. This is like, okay. I get it. It's slow. And that's its biggest problem. It's slow. And there's a lot of stuff that's like dragged out and it feels like it's dead space. But for me at least, watching this movie, I'm watching it and I am watching this and my jaw is on the floor at how it looks. And I'm having like physical reactions and emotional responses to Hal. And I look at that and the soundtrack and how they incorporated the music in it and the visuals and the lights and everything. And I look at it and it feels like it's a cinematic achievement because it is a cinematic achievement. And I look at it and I recognize that there were things that I liked about it, and there are things I loved about it, and there are things that I wish it did better. But I can't, in good conscience, give a movie that looked that good in a vacuum. I'm going to say it. With context of when it was made, that is the best looking movie ever made.
I'm okay
that is
with
the
that.
visually best movie ever made from a technical aspect. It blows everything made this year out of the water. And it's not even close. Every single movie. I cannot think of the last time that I watched a movie and I was like, how on earth did they make that? How did they do it? It's like I was watching like a magician. And they do that one trick and you're like, I don't know how they did it. Like, a lot of times like, oh, it's sleight of hand, But this, I'm like, what? And for that reason, I get it. You want to go with your gut, right? 4.5 out of 5. This is so close to being like a 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's just on the big screen. It probably will be.
Well said,
watch
Alex.
it on the big screen.
I don't know. Just rewind the tape a couple minutes. Just replay what Alex said, because that's pretty much exactly how I feel, and I'm giving this 4.5 as well. Like almost word for word how I feel. That was great.
No, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We're also taking auditions for our third member. So
what did I say? I said I prefaced that entire thing with,
this thing is garbage and I wasted my time. That's what you said.
I did not say that.
But here's the thing. And here, like, I get it, Malik. I get it. I understand it. I understand your thought process.
Yes.
But let's look at some statistics. Okay?
Okay.
I'm pulling up your Letterboxd right now.
Oh, shit.
Like, I'm going on home. I'm going to the profile. Here, I need to find my followers. Where are my followers? Where are you? You're in here somewhere. I have 38 followers? Hey, friends. Great. I can't find you. They're hiding. You're hiding.
You don't know my Letterboxd handle?
There you are. You were the third person I followed, so that's your
oh wow.
At the bottom. Yeah. So I'm gonna go into your films, and I'm going to sort by 3 stars.
This is not a fair exercise.
This is absolutely
because this is showing the gaps in the 5-star rating system.
Well, that's why I prefer the 10.
This is showing gaps in rating movies, period.
So
should we put a numerical value on art?
I just did 4.5 out of 5. So this movie is on par with The Running Man, Him, Predator. Oh, you got some L's. I'm looking through this, dude. Flow at 3 stars.
I did not really enjoy Flow that much.
Flow at 3 stars. I mean,
yeah. Weapons at 3.5.
Boy and the Heron at 3 stars.
Wasn't my favorite.
So you have 2001: A Space Odyssey on par with Sydney Sweeney's Immaculate. And Companion. We're going okay, let's just do sci-fi. Let's just do sci-fi. You got Companion. You got Fantastic Four is 3 stars. Predator Badlands.
I'm getting bullied for my beliefs. There's nuance in the 3-star. A lot.
There is, there's especially in like the 3.5 range. There's tons of nuance because it's like last week. How to Make a Killing is only a 3.5 for me because I
Yeah.
went in expecting it to be dumb and I wanted to watch something dumb and I was in a good mood.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked out of it feeling very satisfied.
And did you have popcorn?
No, I didn't. I didn't have
Okay, I was
popcorn.
about to say that probably adds to the experience as well. Look, I'm not
Jurassic
sure how to
World?
listen to me. I'm not sure how to engage in this conversation right now. Sometimes
You gave Suicide Squad a 3 out of 5.
this is not fair.
What are we, some kind of Space Odyssey? You have Shrek 2 at a 3 out of 5?
I got to go through these myself.
Howl's Moving Castle? Okay, this is what we're doing.
If you're getting to Shrek 2 and Howl's Moving Castle, these are probably movies when I first downloaded Letterboxd, and you know how it gives you a bunch of movies to go in and rate?
Uh-huh.
I did that. I know a bunch of people didn't, but I did that back in like 2019. And I was just giving ratings to be like, oh, I remember that. Oh, 3 out of 5, before really knowing what the rating system meant. So you can't look at Shrek 2 and Howl's Moving Castle because I know those were when I downloaded the app, because I have not seen those movies since.
Let's here, I'll end the judgment with this.
Okay.
What did you say that, just rehash your thoughts here for a second. Like,
Okay.
give me the thought process again, like the 3-sentence version.
Of how I felt about the movie?
Yeah, like why you rated it 3 out of 5.
It's the recognition of what this is for, like, cinematic history, understanding its place in history. That's not just those facts. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. Like I see this for what it is, but at the end of the day, like, I'm watching the movie, and yes, I'm like in awe of some of these shots and like how it was made and knowing when it was made. But I'm just talking like overall feeling of watching the movie, of going through these long stretches of silence, of things moving at an extremely slow pace. And I like slow-paced movies, but it gets to a point. And I recognize all of these things in place as active decisions by the filmmaker, and can see, okay, I understand this is probably why they did this. Here's the message that I'm getting out of that. I can look back and appreciate what I saw. In fact, I can look back and be inspired at what I saw. Because at the end of the day, a rating is just a rating.
Awe, achievement, inspiration. Same rating as Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah. Have you seen his hair in that movie?
That movie has the sauce.
It has
Mission
the
Impossible
sauce.
2 has the sauce. It doesn't have that much sauce. No, I kid. I'm doing this for the joy of our listeners. I promise I'm not a...
That was the scariest moment I've ever had on this show. I'm going to
just in your
crucified. Yeah.
I promise I'm not pretentious. I'm really not. Like, I'm really not.
That is a crazy rating, though.
It's crazy. Like if you had just been like, it looked neat, but it was just too slow for me, I would have been like, okay, sure. But like to be like, oh, the awe, like,
well,
that's what makes it so nuts for me. That's why I have a hard time with it.
I think like what I want for like us as like individuals is to even look at something that maybe weren't like big fans of, and like be able to like talk through it more and like recognize like what is great about it, and just like I don't know, just like shining a light on it, but also sticking to our guns and our opinions.
So I'm curious.
I think that's hard.
I'm curious then as to why you gave this one a rating, but as far as I remember, you still haven't rated Zone of Interest.
I just never
described it as also being a museum piece like Zone was.
Yeah, I never went back to Zone. If I were, I at this point I feel like I need to rewatch Zone of Interest. But
ratings are dumb, like, because I have like Tokyo Drift as like a 9, so 4 out of 5. So
that's why like it's all just crazy. Like, I don't get it.
Tokyo Drift is peak, but
it is
like,
peak.
There
It's a
almost
great
should be
movie.
like there almost should be like 2 scales.
I think there should be
like,
7.
Like there's one where it's just like, how much do I vibe with the movie, and then like how much does the movie just like, how great is it as cinema, and you gotta like balance it out.
It's a hard act. It's to balance, like, and it differs with each movie.
It does.
Like sometimes the vibes are up here and the cinema is fluctuating actively while you're watching the movie, and you got to land on a rating. I don't know, man. That's where this one was. This is the scale of 2001 for me, the vibes and cinema, and I just had to like literally, and I had to throw a pin and then land on something. Boom.
So what did Cam think?
Boring. Slow.
She had nothing else besides that?
Yeah, just like, she's like, I get it. Like, I got like what the movie wants to do, just wasn't vibing.
I respect that.
The vibes were not high in this home while watching this.
Taj, I respect Cam's rating. Do you respect Cam's rating?
Of course I do.
I respect your reasoning.
Do you respect mine?
You know, we're still gonna have those. We're still gonna have those auditions, but it's not a firm thing. It's not a firm thing.
Look,
we could be getting a 4th member.
This is a great idea. This Lost in the Watch List. I like this. Plus,
I really want to argue about like great films.
Yeah, we're also doing another Kubrick at the end of this month.
That one's a bit of a different flair, though. That one's a bit more forbidden.
Ooh.
I like it.
So we're really excited to talk about that one too. And if we argue about it, it could be a great argument. But
well, I'll be here.
We need to. I'm trying to think of like a movie that like I know we would just all argue about. That's like a classic.
We'll find it. Yeah.
Get out of my head.
I don't know if there's actually like a more like potentially divisive one than this one.
Maybe not.
Which is crazy because of how Malik was describing it.
I'm actually I was a little caught off guard by
Me too.
3 because I mean you're saying
I think that's why
like,
I had to preface. That's why I had to like preface like my statement,
right?
And also in the middle of the episode, I feel like I was like leaving little nuggets.
There was one thing you said. I'm like, I know what he's about to do. I know what he's gonna do, and I'm ready. I'm ready to fight because I kind of landed on like a 9 out of 10 this morning. Yeah. I woke up and I was like, it feels right. It is really slow.
And who knows?
Like, it is a really slow burn.
The amount of reviews that I've seen, and I'm not saying this to like justify my 3 right now, but I have seen a lot of people like coming back to this like years later and being like, okay, you know, that happens. I'm not saying that's going to happen with me. I'm not even going to promise it will. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Who knows? But it's all subjective at the end of the day. And I'm thankful that this movie exists. This is the highest 3 of all time for me. How's that?
I will say I have some. I know I have some that are in there that like people would crucify me for.
Yeah, we all got them,
and I'm okay with that.
I think you need them.
You need them, and that's the thing. Like, we're all people. We all have our opinions, and we all like have our own thoughts and understanding how we react to something. But at the end of the day, you just got to remember, I'm objectively correct.
All right, that's a good spot to end it. Our next episode, the Oscars will have happened, and we'll be talking about it. Yeah, that's the next one.
We probably need to figure out how we're going to record that, but you'll know soon enough.
All you have to do is listen. We'll worry about the technical stuff.
And we'll also be posting our picks so you guys can judge us. And maybe this is the first time I win a Lost in the Frame contest. So,
we'll see.
I won't.
All right. Well, let us know what you thought of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Crucify me if you need to. I'll take the bullets.
Or crucify me for being a pretentious twat.
It was a fun conversation, but thank you so much for listening. We'll see you after the Oscars.
Bye.